I immediately responded to the writing and was excited about it. And I did my audition, and then a couple days later I went back, and after I got the job, I started reading the books and becoming more immersed in the world. And personally, as a reader, I just enjoyed the characters' stories and evolution and how it all took shape. But I wasn't aware of the magicians until after I auditioned. Yeah.
Similarly, I got an audition for the show and read the script and immediately responded to it and felt like it was something that would be a kind of dream job for me. And then my best friend heard I was auditioning, and he gave me the first book. So I started reading the first book as I was auditioning, and it was over a longer period of time because they hadn't set the director, Mike Hale, who was fantastic. And so there was a long while that I had to kind of read the books as I was going through the audition process. I first auditioned for Penny for a different role, which I knew it wasn't right in the room, and the casting director stared at me really intently, and I just crossed my fingers that there was something else for me. And as I was reading the books and reading about Elliot, I felt very connected to him, and was just really hoping that I would get called back for him, and I did finally after about 3 weeks, and then I guess the rest is history. I just kept going back in, and I just reading the books along with the audition process really helped me to find more layers and to really understand the character in the depth that Lev really brings to the books, and to have his backstory and all of that really helped supplement my understanding of the whole thing, and so that was really lucky, and that my friend said, "Hey, here, take this book, you'll love it," and I did. So. Well, we're upperclassmen. We've already been through the first year of the graduate program, and so we've been put through a lot of the paces that we see Quentin and Alice and Penny struggle with at the top of the show, and we have sort of more awareness of this world that we're all swimming in, and so on some level if I could say,
we're amused by their experience and perception of their new reality, and we have fun with it.
And we're sort of mischievous guides who sometimes guide them through moments or help explain a certain magical principle or an event at the school or something like that. So we've sort of we've already hard earned our upperclassmen status, and that is definitely something that we like to milk as much as possible.
Yeah, and we have fun with it. And I think my character Margot, who is Janet in the books, they changed her name, is really intrigued by Alice and her innocence and her innate ability, and also the attitude that she has approaching her gifts and her talent, because Margot would kill for that natural ability, and Margot's had to work so hard to get it. And she's intrigued how modest Alice is, and so basically she's just trying to understand her and figure her out. There's a lot of that happening for Margot.
And I would say in a different way, although on the surface Quentin and Elliot are very different, I would say that Elliot sees something of himself in Quentin, that kind of little boy who doesn't want to grow up, who still desperately is clinging to the idea that something as fantastical as Fillory exists. There's a part of Elliot, I think, deeply in there that identifies with Quentin in that way, although he would never want to admit it or talk about it. So